Welcome to Soul Ties Karmic Recall with David Dimitri. Edutainment, expression for liberation, and all you vibrating higher consciousness. Strap in with astral intelligence and quantum thoughts with David Dimitri. Adapt your petroleum, cerebrum, and cerebellum. You gotta prove you better tell them. Alright, well, we all come to thoughts sometimes. Sometimes we separate from our everyday life, regardless of who we are. You want to admit it or not and put down your front of how hard you are, or how smart you are, or how clean you are, how much of a player you are, how good you look, and all that. Sometimes you just step away and think. You look in the sky, you see the stars, the moon, the sun. You have deep thoughts, scientific thoughts, metaphysical thoughts, even if you don't know what metaphysics is. So think about it. If NASA and the Russians and Chinese are sending out these, and the British too, they're sending out these spaceships, these space shuttles through rocket propulsion, pushing the vehicle into the sky, deep out of the atmosphere of the so-called planet Earth, into what's called space. Well, put it in mind. We look at this ocean water, the land. That moon, that spot in the air is the moon. And we wonder to ourselves, if a human being flying, or even a particle, a wave particle, is flying into space, our common sense physics reality tells us cause and effect. But when we go into space, so-called space, what's been labeled space, what it should be labeled expansion, not space. But when you leave the atmosphere and you go into space, it is said, if you're traveling at the speed of light, you won't age, amongst other effects that counteract the common sense cause and effect reality here on a common sense level on the planet Earth. How is this possible? Is it possible? And is there more to it? I say there is more to it. If I was to go into space like some of the new movies that came out over the last 20 years, and I traveled at the speed of light, Star Trek Enterprise, any of the Star Wars vehicles, I wouldn't age. And that's why then people can travel star system to star system, not aging, galaxy to galaxy. Yet, I traveled, and when I got back to Earth, my friends aged. So who's to say that them ships that go up in the world, out in the space,
just the deal they had on base.
Why if they come back 3 years later, have we aged to those people?
Yeah, yep. 90%.
Why haven't we got old to them?
What?
Ask yourself and answer to yourself. Leave a comment, a video response.
Oil change for $90.
Let's even look deeper. They call it space, but a space is a measurement, because time is a measurement of travel. So the only way there's space if there's from one star system to the next, one planet to the next, out in space. But once you leave the atmosphere, we got to come out of physics and go into quantum physics. Why, in any reason, form, or fashion, would the same principles apply going out of the atmosphere into space? Going into space is like going into the quantum under the microscope. So, this is why someone doesn't age. It isn't because they're traveling time.
What?
Traveling beats faster than the speed of light, or fast as the speed of light. So that would be the argument of why the person hasn't aged. And that's their argument that they went up and came back down. They haven't been gone for long enough for that effect. But who's to trust them and to know telling the truth? So what I'm saying is, traveling at the speed of light isn't the only reason why something that goes up in space wouldn't age. I say it's expansion. Once you leave this common sense, physics reality, where the rules apply, the principles of causality, But did you know on the quantum level, there's multiple different rules of causality? Did you know there's no gravity? Certain principles that exist here, like the preservation principle, it doesn't exist.
All right, Dad. Love you.
And if it does, it's on a whole different
All
level,
right. Bye.
on a quantum level. When you leave here, you're going to go up to what's now known as space, but should be called expansion. The endless, infinite expansion, not space. So once you get up there, you become minute. You become quantum. You become minute. You become micro. But here we're macro. We're big. But once you go up there, you're little. So that would explain why one wouldn't age. But when they get to Earth, they age. So when you leave here and you come back after 20 years, which is only 5 days for you, 20 years for someone else, they've aged. Not because you're traveling at the speed of light. That's why you can stop at another planet, spend some time, and not age. Let's question science as it's presented it to us. Thank you. This is Soul Ties Comic Recall. Thank you for watching the Soul Ties Comic Recall episodes. David and Michi brought them quantum thoughts for you. So remember, check for more on YouTube at Soul Ties Comic Recall, and go to SoulTiesComicRecall.com for the book series and MLCGC video tutorials.